Hey up, me ducks, it's Simon here. Welcome to the Hermit's Cave. Let's see if we can get the chat open. I'm showing, you can never get this quite right. This is the arm that Becca gave me. I'm not blaming Becca. I was very grateful she gave me this arm, but it's really stiff. And it doesn't, you've got half the wall showing. Unless in my cabinet, but anyway. How are we all? How are we all doing? It's, what day is it? Wednesday, the turn of the week. It's the turn of the week. Not that that makes a difference to many of us at the minute, but there we go. So let's see who we've got. We've got Diane. Wow, Diane, you was in over an hour ago. Diane, Marsha, Inked Witchy Girl, Doreen, Elizabeth, The Wild One, Butterfly, Luna, Becca, Patrice, Patsy, Sandra, and Tycon, B, Naomi, Nancy, and Zane. Hello, Zane. Nancy, Jackie. Hi, Jackie. Mike, Maddie. Have I caught up? Nicole, James, Triple Moon Goddess. Sean. Hello, Sean. Maharet. Hello, Maharet. Julie, Jen. Must be. Is it like 2 a.m. Jen, where you are? I'm sure I saw you post somewhere in a comment that you get up at 2 a.m. to watch these. I always feel so bad. Aquarius Owl, Jackie, the other Jackie, Zivna Jackie, Triple Moon, Miss Doolittle, Elle, Oi Oi. Oh, and Connor. Hello, Connor. Elle and Connor both together, look. Double trouble. We're in for a treat. Maria, Satya, Vic, Rob. Hello, Rob. Elaine, there's our Elaine. We've got Kay, Kimberly, El Wasson, Jada, and I'm trying to work out what I've said and what I haven't. Mia, White Tree, Selkie, Mage, LG123, and we have Deborah, Maddie, Isaac, and Graham. And I think, oh no, we've got, just popping in, The Scented Path. That's a nice name, The Scented Path. Hello, hello to you too. So, and anybody else that's balance is restored, says Connor. Yes. Moderator, well, you can't, well, they're both moderators. We can't limit them in any way. They're just gonna have to go for it. Anyway, we all got a brew. I've got my brew. I've finished work, and I don't always watch my lives back, but I do if I feel like I've missed a chunk of the comments. Oh, and I really don't like my slurping. I need to learn how to drink coffee, or any drink really, without that god-awful slurp. I was like, what? I think if I was watching anybody else, I'd be like, ooh, look at them slurping. So it's gotta be done. There's gotta be a way to do it. And why has nobody ever in all my years of life just said, pack that in? Oh, it can be done, but it's really hard. You have to concentrate not to take a great big slurp. Al apologises in advance. Got me brew, says Triple Moon. That's good. Nothing like a good slurp. Tastes better when you slurp, though. Disgusting. All right, Becca. You've never told me all the times you've been here or I've been to you. I bet you've sat there thinking, disgusting bleeder. Sitting there slurping. I bet you've been itching to tell me. I know how little things can niggle away at you. Crumbs. Oh my God, I am here. And you are too, finally. Is this the first time, Nadia, that you've been able to catch me live then? Well, welcome. Pat that in. Oh, you're eating ice cream, Patsy. Oh, what flavour? Tell me it's Bailey's flavour, Haagen-Dazs. Or if not, if it's just your bog standard cheap tub of ice cream, mint chocolate chip. I love mint chocolate chip. Or rum and raisin. Oh, now I've been shopping today. Been out crack of dawn this morning. The queues were twice as long as last week, all the way around the building, around the car park. I just thought it was a joke at first. I was like, this has got to be a practical joke. But it wasn't. But anyway, I didn't buy no ice cream, but I have bought some treats for the week ahead. I bought hot cross buns to have on Friday. I put a bottle of wine into the fridge for Easter weekend, Bank Holiday Monday. And I bought myself an Easter egg. So, slip it, not slurp. Slip? You mean sip, I know. But even when I sip, I can still hear myself doing it. So, I worry more about crumbs, so that's good then. My slurping hasn't put you off too much. You're still my friend, so it can't be that bad. Caramel swirl Haagen-Dazs. Isn't Haagen-Dazs the nicest brand of ice cream? I prefer it any day over Ben & Jerry's. So nice. Are you wearing a mask? No, not wearing masks yet. It's not compulsory over here, and the jury is still out as to whether they actually do any good or not. I don't have one either. Saw your picture. Yes, because Elaine, who's in the room, Elaine Murphy, put on Facebook in the Hermit's Cave Facebook group. She started a thread about what's everybody's tarot activities for today, and I put a picture on there showing one part of the queue. I was in the parallel part of the queue. Oh, I've got an itchy nose. Saying, well, I've got to get through this first. But yeah, I'm still working until tomorrow. Tomorrow's my last day in work, and then I'm off for a week and a bit. So I've not, other than my cards this morning, which was, just out of interest, bear with. My cards, I know the Strength card was in there. I had the Three of Pentacles, the Strength card, and the Ace of Swords. So basically, I've got to prove myself, and that takes strength and wisdom, but will lead to clarity of mind, and I'll be free of overthinking. That's how I've quickly interpreted it anyway, for today. I caught the tail end of you on the last Quaran. You were saying goodbye. Oh, never mind. So no QuaranStream tomorrow, guys, because it's Throwback Thursday. Throwback Thursdays for the foreseeable will start at 8:05, just so that I can respect and join in with the clapping. We clap in the UK every Thursday evening at 8 p.m. to show our thanks to our wonderful NHS and frontline workers. Oh, we did it. We did too. Along with the wine, I'm thinking of going and getting the bottles for £40 deal. £40 deal? Is there like so many bottles you get for £40? Hope it's 10. Hope it's 10 bottles. That would be a good deal for £40, £4 a bottle. Imagine your euros. I don't know how much difference that makes, Elaine. Hermit's Cave. Simon, yes to the slurp. I never noticed it, but I definitely would rather hear you enjoy your coffee. We can slurp with you. Perhaps it's just something that I was like, what did I just do there? Then I went down a bit of a rabbit hole, you know how you do, looking at them. And every time I took a sup, Simon, forgive me, I am dyslexic. I try my best. Why? What have you said? I didn't notice you said anything, Selkie. Unless I read something out that you'd said incorrectly, but... Use a straw with a hot drink. Has anyone brought the Shadowland Tarot? Really want to get my hands on it. Not yet. Not yet. I've got so many decks arriving. At least I don't think I have. Did I buy it? No, I haven't bought it yet. I wanted to wait and see what the end of the month balanced like. Hi, Susan. And hi, Silky Moonstone. caught up? Have I caught up? I ended up, I wasn't, really itchy nose. Sorry about that. I couldn't sleep properly last night. We're not tiring ourselves out as much, are we? So I ended up watching the remainder of The Tiger King. I don't know if people have watched it on Netflix. Such trashy TV. It's a documentary and it's unbelievable. Unbelievable. But I ended up binge watching, because they're only like 40 minutes an episode, but I ended up binge watching the final 3 episodes last night. Slurp doesn't bother, though there was one walkthrough months back where you had a lolly in your mouth. That drove me crazy. Not me. Not me. I've never had a lolly. I've never bought a lolly. So, I don't know who that was. But I don't have a lot. I can't remember the last time I'd buy a lollipop. Simon, my spelling about slurping. All right. I can't even remember what you said now, but it's no biggie. I'm not teacher mode. I'm not going to be correcting people on their spelling here. Wine is fairly expensive here. What we can buy over there for £5 can cost anything from 10 to 15. So 40 is for 6 bottles. Wow. Wow. Good job I'm not much of a drinker. Hi, Simon. Hi, everyone. Hello, Misty. Tiger King. Yeah, Tiger King is about these people in the States who run like zoos and animal rescue centres and things like that, but then turn them into tourist attractions and the rivalry between them. And it's got everything in there. It's got polygamy, gay polygamy, it's got murder, people disappearing, it's just drugs barons, all sorts of stuff going on. It's like, is this real? My hub is watching, yuck. It's fascinating. It really, I was halfway through the first episode thinking, oh, I don't know if I'll continue with this. But then it just kind of, I wanted to see how it played out. I binge watched the whole thing one day. That show is too crazy. You cannot make stuff up like that. I know. Simon, I think the new series is coming out soon. The new series of what? Tiger King? Brings it right up to date. What else can they add? It was full moon this night. That's why you couldn't sleep, maybe. Possibly. And although I never saw it because my window faces, oh, I've gone blank. It faces west. My window faces west. So the moon only comes, at this time of year, only comes round into my window shot during the early hours of the morning. So I know I was like, oh, I want to see it before I go to sleep, but I didn't. Get him, Jen. Jen. Was definitely yours. It can't have been. It was right after someone sent you lollies in the post. Did I actually have the stick in my mouth as well? I can't imagine it. I need you to find me the video. Joe Exotic is my spirit animal of my life. He's on another planet. Oh my God, I just realised I have more polygamist roosters to name. Yes, you do. Joe Exotic. That's what you need to name one of them. Polygamist rooster. Well, she's got Warren Jeffs. Sweets. Why are you shouting sweets at me, Becca? Tabby Pie says, you did, I remember. I'm being ganged up on here. A lollipop. I'll be on a mission to find it now. No, not a lollipop. I thought you said a lollipop. Just some form of lolly. Maybe a cough drop. Oh, yes. Well, that wouldn't be anything. See, a lolly over here is on a stick. We have ice lollies, which are iced water, flavoured water on sticks, and we have lollipops, which are, you know, like Kojak would have. And I just don't have them at all. So I was like, I wouldn't have done a video with a lollipop, I don't know. But a lozenge, possibly. And it'll probably be around January time when I had my really bad throat, because I won't get through the video else. Our moon looked more beige than pink to me. I saw a few videos. Becca did one of the moon. It looked amazing. It looked like the sun. I believe it was in a gift box. Well, it could have been. Jen, you yourself sent me some sweets, didn't you? From Australia. I think Jessie sent me some sweets. Might have been a cough drop. I think it would be. Did you say Kojak? I did, Isaac. Do you remember Kojak? Telly Savalas? Yeah, so there you go. Well, I wanted to show you. I've had a lovely little gift sent me today. I won't read the card, but it's from Anne. And I love her stationery with her initial. I won't read the card, but she popped into the Hermit's Cave Facebook group, and I've seen she's doing another today. While she's got this time on her hand, she's hand making, sewing tarot bags and just giving them away randomly. She doesn't want any postage. She's like the first person to comment, and she's done another one today in the Hermit's Cave Facebook group. But I've not even looked yet. She's, oh, look at that. Look how she's wrapped it. She kindly sent me one, which I was really chuffed about. I'm going to save this bubble wrap because it comes in handy, doesn't it? With packages that you send and things. So let's take the tape off. Yeah, got some bubble wrap saved. Waste not, want not, is how I was brought up. So yeah, and it looked lovely. And the one that she put up just recently in the Hermit's Cave Facebook group. We had to decline another 6 people yesterday because we've not responded to the questions. I don't know how many more times I can say it, so I'm not going to say it. It's just, it is as it is, but it's so disappointing because we'd love everybody to be there, but you just have to agree to treat people with respect and stuff. Oh, and this is like the red paper that you get from Little Red Tarot as well. But look at that. Isn't that lovely? Really, really nice. It folds in with this little tuck. Look at the inside. How gorgeous is that? And it's quite a nice chunky one as well, so that would take a nice big chunky deck. I'm trying to think of one that I can put in now, but I've got a few in mind. But yeah, it's lovely. So thank you, Anne. Thank you for sending me that. It's really lovely. Wow, look at the comments. Whoa. Mine is 108 people here. So it's really nice to see people. And I'm mindful it's the Miggler People's Day as well, both in the States, I was going to say, and in the Southern Hemisphere, but it's really early hours of the morning there. But to have so many people here for this time of day is really lovely. 2 tarot decks are on the way, says Elaine. We'll be here tomorrow. Anna Kay and the Muse Tarot, my Muse Tarot, will be here tomorrow as well, according to Amazon. Oh, thank you, Elle. Our link queen is on it. Apparently the moon was red in Texas last night. Can you please tell me the answer I need to answer to join your Facebook group? So Maddie, when you request to join the Facebook group, it has 2 questions, and it will say something along the lines of, why do you want to join this group? So you could just say, my love of tarot, or, you know, because Simon mentioned it on his channel or whatever. And then the second one is, who are you, you know, on the community? And lots of people say I don't have a channel name, but your channel name is what you're chatting with now. So, you know, Tammy Pie, for example, or Elaine Murphy, or Real Simple Earth Jarder. That's your channel name. So even if you haven't got a channel, and I put in the question, you do not have to be a content creator to answer this question. It's whatever you're appearing as in YouTube. And then all you need to do is just select the button to say, I've read the rules, which are there when you're requesting to join, and I agree to adhere to them. And then you're in. It's that simple. There's no pass or fail. As long as you answer the questions, then in you come. But we are at the moment declining what looks like more people than we're actually letting in, because there's lots of people requesting but just not answering the questions. Golden tarot would be gorgeous in that bag. The bag is beautiful. It is. It's really beautiful. The Hermit's Cave Facebook group. Oh, thank you. I finally ordered the light seers. Anne Forte, that's a beautiful bag. Ah, yes. So I didn't know if you wanted me to mention your name, but you've obviously commented. Oh, yes, you put it there. Glad you like it, Simon. My pleasure. So it's our Anne that's in the room. I always just use first names unless somebody gives express permission, but obviously Anne's comfortable with revealing that she was the one that sent it. We're homebound until April 30th. Yeah, well, we've had a statement today from the UK government saying that they're not restricting, they're not lifting any restrictions for the time being. However, tonight's news was the first time, because we have this broadcast at 5 o'clock. That's why I moved this to 5:30, just so I can see what's coming from Downing Street. And for the first time, there was some good news. In the UK, the curve is being flattened. So they're showing the charts. It's not accelerating as fast as they appeared. And the curve, which is what they always wanted to do, was to flatten the curve so that it went like that before it dips, rather than a great surge up and therefore, you know, cripple the NHS. So they're achieving the curve. And whilst the death rate is rising, they also said that that's lagged data, because it can take up to a week, sometimes more, even though it says in the last 24 hours. It's not correct. It's having been reported in the last 24 hours. And some of them, because they're happening in care homes or other places in homes, they only take it when it's registered by a hospital. So a lot of the death count that we're getting now could be a week old. So because the curve is being flattened, it's early days, but it's having an impact, which is fantastic news, and that's something to hold on to. Boris doing okay? Yes, Boris is doing okay. His off is it wasn't on a ventilator that breathed for him, you know, actually, you know, forced his lungs, as in his lungs were being operated by a machine. He can breathe himself. He did have ventilation, but he's now off ventilation. He's sitting upright, and he's in good spirits. So he's still in intensive care, but it's more precautionary now, and he's doing well by all accounts. Butterfly says, Simon, Facebook requires your real name, and my channel does not have my real name. That's fine. That's fine. We won't know who you are. Facebook requires you to have your real name. You can still join if you want to join, and you don't have to tell people that you are Butterfly, for example. Let's see what else. See if there's any other comments that I'm missing, because I'm falling behind. Yeah, Anne's so lovely. People are saying that they'll pay postage, and I said to Anne, let me cover your costs, and she's like, no charges. She wants to pay forward, which is really lovely. You know, she's at home, and has time to make these beautiful creations, and she just wants to gift them, which is so sweet. She says, no charges. I'm happy to keep creative right now and hopefully put a smile on someone's face. Posts in the hermit's cave when I have one made and ready to find a loving home. Elaine says, there has been a further clampdown here because people are not listening. Yes. Yeah, and I know in the States they've started doing, in some states, 5 p.m. curfews, haven't they? But, which I don't think is a bad thing, actually, over here, to have a 5 p.m. curfew. I know it'll force people to go out more in a cluster of hours. But other than walking a dog, which you could probably do in the day and then your yard or something in the evening, I don't really see why people would necessarily need to go out in the evening. And yes, there are a few idiots here. There's always going to be people, like that. And it's those few that spoil it for the masses, isn't there? But, you know, and Anne, I hope you don't mind me using you as an example. This is week 3, and I was thinking about this earlier, and the shock of it and the kind of unusual circumstances started to become then like a normal, didn't it? And I think, you know, if that first week for me, there's been 3 stages, and 3 kind of mental attitudes that you can have towards it. And the first one is that sort of suffer, that shock and suffer, the sort of, oh no, I can't believe what's happening, you know, I can't go to work, we're shut in, and we start to feel like we're suffering as a result, and we're fearing and we're panicking and we're hearing all the horror stories. And obviously, you know, as it started to get worse, that reality starts to bite more. So it's the suffering stage. But, you know, we then go into the survival mode. You go from suffering and the shock to survival, right? You know, people were depleting the supermarket shelves. You know, it was about them, survival. I need to stock up on toilet roll and paracetamol and hand washing lotion and everything else. And naturally, we're surviving, so we're wearing the masks and we're practicing the distancing, and we as a species want to survive, you know. So we go from that sort of that shock and that suffering stage to the survival stage. But then we have to go into the 3rd stage, which is about flourishing and thriving. And now we have this time, and I'll have more time after tomorrow when I stop working for a bit. I just saw what in loads of question marks, but I'm not sure what that is. Where, you know, we can thrive, we can do things, and like Anne, you know, doing this lovely gesture of using her creative talents to pay forward and create things and send it out to bring a smile to people's faces. You know, and everything that we're doing, we're trying to give in some way, aren't we? And be there as a support for one another in whatever way we can. And I sometimes wish I was talented in the artistic sense, you know, because I'd love to have that creative flair. But all I can do really is do this, you know, and open this platform up for us, which is, you know, to ensure that we've got some connections. And I was thinking too about that, you know, connections. What are connections? Because this isn't always the best platform either, you know, because all of you people out there, 111 of you at the minute, are listening to me. I can't hear your voices. I can get a sense of how you're feeling and how you're interacting by looking down at the comments. You can hear me, but you can interact with other people too. And it's a great place for that, because then we feel less alone, and the world doesn't feel such a huge isolating place as it might do for a lot of us. But what's really important as well when we're talking about connection is that we need to have emotional connections as well. As human beings, there needs to be input and output. And I don't always think that this platform is perhaps the most conducive place for that. So that's why I also encourage, the Hermit's Cave Facebook group, because it continues after I hit the off button. It continues and people can interact with each other and support each other. And yeah, we are, as an admin team, we had a discussion this morning, we are stopping COVID-19 things that could be misleading. None of us, myself or any of the admin and moderators in that group, are experts, professionals in any sense. So to monitor kind of what is fake news and what could be dangerous or harmful is out of our remit. So we've agreed as a team that we're just going to not have that. It is a group for lovers of tarot and divination, and that's the primary focus, and continuing the discussion. So, people say, oh, don't use this, or the virus has been caused by that, and this is what you need to do. We don't know the source really, or how reliable it is. So we've just decided to not allow that, and I hope people respect that too. But I've gone down a bit of a tangent. What I was getting at is, it's great that we have connections, but we need to have emotional connections as much as we possibly can. And if you are able to FaceTime people, Skype people, whatever you use, Facebook Messenger, then you can get even better connections. I'm a big advocate for Glide, which is an app, and keeping in touch with people, even if it's just one glide a day, just saying how you doing and touching base. They can see your face. You can read people's faces. It can be a bit easier than this as well. Oh, I feel like I'm really going off on one. But we need to look after ourselves as well, because everybody's giving at the moment, which I'm really so grateful to see out in the world. I see it on the news, local communities, people signing up to volunteer, people reaching out for, to be a shoulder, to be a listening ear, to chat to each other. But also remember that we need to look after ourselves as well, and we need to recharge. So find things to do each day to recharge, because if you don't, your batteries will die. Just like with your phone, if you don't recharge it often enough, your batteries will die, and then you're not going to be very good at giving to somebody if you've got nothing to give. I like the analogy of the teacup, give people some tea from your saucer. So, allow your cup to overspill, have so much from your recharging that your tea overspills into your saucer, but then offer people your saucer, okay? Keep your reserves as well, because we do have to look after ourselves also. So just bear that in mind. I'm missing loads of comments. I do apologise. Just shows, Simon, that you can and are doing something very valuable indeed. Yeah, and it doesn't always have to be about artistic talents, but it's something I've always wanted. And I know if I had the discipline and this brain worked like a lot of other people's, that, you can, I think you always have to have an artistic flair, but I know that you can train as well. So... I agree with Anne. Yeah, oh, thank you, Sandra. That Tyler, this has been awesome for me. Looking forward to it every day. Yeah, and like I said, it helps me too. To have this 45 minutes or whatever with you all. and you know, spend time with you. I'll be your friend, Mendy. Oh, is Mendy looking for friends? We're all your friends, Mendy. The overflowing cup. Yeah, Juliet. It's something I heard once, and I'll often refer to it and remember it. I heard it again recently as well somewhere. Thank you, Joanne. Must confess, you're one of my battery chargers. But we find whatever we find, don't we, that lifts our spirits and recharges our batteries. But it's important we do it every day. I have to charge my iPhone every day, otherwise it won't last. The battery will deplete, and then it's good for nothing. And we just need to find something in each day that recharges our batteries and lifts us, you know, and feeds us and nourishes us. Thank you, Donna. Selkie, I like to see what different colour jumper he will wear for the video. I know my mum would be furious at me because growing up, you change your underpants and socks every day, but you change your outer clothing every 2 days. She was insistent on that. Your jumpers, your t-shirts, your trousers, your jeans, shorts, whatever. 2 days, underwear, daily. And it's kind of still in there, but I think to myself, gosh, if I went on YouTube and I'm wearing the same jumper as I wore the day before. That's Simon, by the way. Your streams and reviews are seriously helping me though, Simon. Thank you. I'm glad they are. It's about balance. It is about balance. My last 2 days have been about complete laziness, but why not, Jen? Lying in bed with tarot books and YouTube. That just sounds like bliss. And that's what I'm going to do. You know, Good Friday this weekend. Yeah, I'm gonna have hot cross buns for breakfast instead of toast. You know, and I'm just gonna lay in bed for a bit and look at YouTube and yeah, journal, do my cards, and just without thinking I've got to log in, I've got to get set up for work. Jessie says, I'm wearing the same pyjamas all the time, day and night. I normally have my pyjamas on, but because I went out this morning, I've got my jeans on. I'll be in my pyjamas soon though. A specific reading video that was done with the intention to share the Caver group. That's fine. Just not a general reading video, as that could overwhelm the group. Right, Simon? Yes, so one of the rules is not to ask for or solicit readings, or because it's great to show tarot decks and everything like that, but you've just got to think about the fact that there's 2,200 members. I did a post the other day, you know, there's been over 30,000 posts in the group, and there's certain things that we can, as an admin team, try and keep on top of, but certain things that we can't. And one's like a trading, and there are groups out there for tarot trading, Tarot Marketplace being one that springs to mind. But we did a couple of years ago have somebody very upset because somebody offered a free reading. They went for the free reading, and then they was on a contact list where they was being asked to pay for readings and things. And so we don't advocate the group. At the end of the day, it's the Hermit's Cave. So this is my channel, and the Hermit's Cave Facebook group is a continuation of the discussions from the channel. We do allow deck creators to, you know, someone creating a deck to show their cards, because that's what we're interested in, tarot. We won't allow them to sell through there or anything like that, but they can show their work and their progress. you know, and chances are I buy them anyway and show them on the channel, but or the scent sometimes. But readings, yes, we just ask people not to solicit customers, or, you know, use it as a way to market their own business. Melissa says, if I notice a child wearing outer clothing 2 days in a row, I have to start the child neglect investigation process. 2 days in the row. Wow. What do you do if they wear, I mean, over here we have school uniforms, so it's 5 days in a row. But wow, wow. See, I was a safeguarding manager, and that would never be one of the criteria. Everything that we had to take into account was around, what was the phrase they used? The response has to be proportionate, and that wouldn't be considered proportionate that they wore the same clothes 2 days on the trot. 5 maybe. Let's see if there's any. I must speed up a bit because I'm way behind. We've just had a bit of a general chit chat today, and that's been nice because the last two have been themed. So Oracle decks. No, wasn't Oracle decks. It was playing card decks yesterday, and the day before was what was the day before? What did I talk about the day before? Oh my goodness, let's have a look. Tin decks. Tell you. Yeah, now even Elle and Sandra are both there. Tins. That's definitely something I would do. I don't remember either. Everybody's putting tins now. Have I got time? Yeah, I've got a few minutes. What I did want to show you was one that got away. So I did my playing cards yesterday, and I wish I could show you really, but I've got my iPad in front of me on a stand so I can see all the comments, and I've got my box for the Oracle, and I've got a few bits, but I've got some work stuff out, and I've put me playing cards into piles, so general playing cards to themed playing cards to ones that I use for divination and cartomancy. And then this one was on its own, but it was right at the back, and it wasn't until after I ended the broadcast I started putting everything away. I thought, oh, I missed him. So this technically isn't a playing card deck, but it's 54 cards, I believe, from memory. But it's a tarot deck, but it's playing card size, and it's not a traditional tarot deck because all 54 cards are major arcana. There's no pips or minor cards, and it's it's Dominic Murphy. So people might be familiar with Dominic Murphy, and this one is the Lost Tarot, and this is the tin it comes in. But I really like this, and it comes in this little see-through case. But it's very macabre, but it's really, really lovely. As I say, it's just these little cards. I don't like the backs because they've got writing through them. But look at our High Priestess. I won't show you them all. The Emperor look. Let me show you. The Lovers is beautiful. Look at Strength. And the Hermit. And I think he's got a couple of other decks out as well. I don't think it's just the Lost Tarot. Look at Justice. Oh, and I love the Hanged Man. Death is a bit different because look at all the white space. So you'd never be able to trim off these tiny little borders because they'd be out. Anubis there. And then there's the Devil. So when we get past... Oh, I've got to show you the Moon and Sun now. There's the Moon, which I love. And I love that sun. Hi, Buddha Tats. I just chat. I thought, I wonder if Elle shared a link, and I scrolled back, and she had, of course. So after the world, it continues with all these cards. So we have card 22 is alchemy, Hesperus, Wreck of the Hesperus. Oh, I love this card. I know it's a bit sexually explicit and a little bit macabre. The opening's done. But look at that, necromancer. Then we have the elements. We have tempest. There's loads in this. We've got angel. Ego. Look at ego. Isn't it awesome? Clematis. I like that necromancer card. Yeah, it's a really unusual deck, and I don't play with it as often as I should. Because I should. Then we have 10, 20, 30, 35. Card 37, Gnosis. Oh, look, talking about the Tiger King. Card 38, Kaplan. Oh, and I love this one. Oh, look at him. So it's a great little deck. And the cards are really, really nice cards. Then we have 10, 20, 30, 47. Luna Morte. Oh, and one of my favourites, which is 49, Simius. But look at that. Isn't that great? Yes, the Lost Tarot, Sandra. Card 50, Manu Day. And 53. So it's 54 because the fall is 0 and then it starts at 1. So we've got Helig as the final card. So I just wanted to show that because I know it's not playing cards, but we was talking about, you know, kind of divination cards as well that could be classed as playing cards. These aren't playing cards, but with it being a 54 card deck, it kind of sits somewhere between tarot and oracle and yeah, but it's divination and cartomancy. So I thought I'd show it as well. Claire, what did I miss, please? Everything, Claire. All right, shall we pull a card then before I go? Oh, Jen says, I watched Tell Me Who I Am like you recommended, Simon. It was great. Wasn't it? Wasn't it? I mean, you think it's going a certain way and then, wow. I love the way it was filmed in those sections. One brother's story, the other brother's story from each of their perspectives, and then they brought them together. And at first I was like, oh, I don't feel comfortable with this. I feel like I'm a voyeur. There's so much hurt and pain, and I'm watching them confront it together and ask each other very personal questions. But it didn't stop me from watching. So I think there's a bit of a voyeur in all of us, isn't there? But that's another great Netflix show, people. If you've got Netflix and you're at home and you're wanting something to watch, Tell Me Who I Am. It's a true story, 3-part documentary about 2 brothers. One of them, twin brothers, one of them has a motorcycle accident and his memory is completely erased. And the other brother fills him in on his life. But he creates a different life for him because he thinks it's better than the reality. Okay, Luna, see you soon. card for us to focus on. Yes, Sandra, another one to look out for. I watched it a few months ago now. Oh, we have direction and these lovely balanced stones. So let's see, direction. What direction are we headed in? Do you know, I've heard people say recently phrases like, when we get back to normal. We're never going to get back to normal. We're never, ever going to get back to the way things were. We've gone beyond that. Things will change, things will shift. We will get to a new normal, but I don't believe we'll ever get back to normal. We won't go backwards because that's not the direction that we're heading in. We're constantly going forward, and this is a life-changing event. So we must think, what do I want my normal to look like? Okay, we're not going back to how things were. The direction we're heading in is to a new normal. Therefore, I've got an opportunity now, again, linking it back to what we was talking about earlier, going through the suffering and then, you know, going through the sort of survival and into the thrive. Where do I put my attention as I move forward in this direction? What will my normal be like? What do I want my normal to be like? And then let's focus, because remember, we manifest, and it starts here. Starts with a thought, gives us that spark, and we focus on it, and we bring our realities into fruition because we focus on it and we manifest it. So the direction is to keep going forward. We'll never go back to normal. We will find a new normal, but what do you want your normal to be? Okay, roots and wings. I must get a back up actually for this, and I believe they do it now without the skin feel. And people keep saying, what is this skin tone or rose petal? It won't pick up here, but it's like a rubbery rose petal feel. It's incredible. Roots and wings are on the way, says Sean. Sean, I think you'll love it. It's gorgeous deck. Gorgeous deck. Yeah, I'm going to, Naomi. Thanks for being here. And thank you to all of you for being here today. Really enjoyed having just a kind of general chat and catch up with you. Oh, you have it uncoated. Ooh. Ooh, and Elaine Murphy's put RWS 2.0. I've got to watch that after I've done my dinner. Yes, thank you for being here. Thank you to the moderators for keeping the room safe. Thank you to Elle as well for being a link queen for us. Thank you for all 111 of you that I saw at one time for being here and interacting and just helping each other, helping this, being there. It's as much as we can do sometimes. So I thank you for that. So have an amazing rest of your day. Stay safe. And until next time, go in peace. Namaste and blessed be.